The numbers are staggering. Hurricane Harvey could drop 20 trillion gallons of rain on Texas before it's through. According to the New York Times, that is the equivalent of the biggest waterfall at Niagara Falls, Horseshoe Falls, pouring over Texas for 9 months. 80% of homeowners affected by Hurricane Harvey don't have flood insurance. As many people have learned the hard way over the years, flooding is not covered by your regular homeowner's policy. So why not? Good question. Here's Heather Brown.
Have you ever thought about flood insurance?
Sort of.
No.
Yes, I have.
I don't need it. I'm 180 feet above sea level.
About half of the homes in the Houston area are at high or moderate risk for flooding, but they are not identified by FEMA to be in a floodplain.
And the myth is that you can't buy flood insurance unless you live in a floodplain. Completely false.
Mark Calda is with the Insurance Federation of Minnesota.
The only requirement to be able to buy flood insurance is that your community has to participate in the flood insurance program.
He's talking about the National Flood Insurance Program. It's run by the government, and it's the only way homeowners can get flood insurance.
Why isn't flooding covered under your homeowners?
Right, well, that goes back several decades, actually.
According to FEMA, private insurers stopped offering flood insurance back in 1929, following a particularly devastating Mississippi River flood. After that, the government paid for post-flood disaster relief.
Back in the 60s, Congress decided that they would nationalize the flood insurance program and help spread those losses to the entire country rather than just the policyholders of any one individual company.
Flood insurance isn't required of people who live in officially designated floodplains, but you can't get a federally backed mortgage in that area without it. The annual cost can be high,
easily $5,000
for people who live in floodplains, and a few $100s a year for people who don't. And ever since a series of hurricanes in 2005, those premiums don't cover nearly what the National Flood Insurance Program has paid out. It's $23 billion in debt.
Yeah, you have to really recognize that the risk is out there, and I think it's worth the insurance.
Heather Brown.
At least these kinds of events
WCCO.
make you think about it more.
4 News.
Without flood insurance, people have relied on donations, FEMA grants, or Small Business Administration loans. But that's often not enough to cover the extent of their losses.